Hi everybody, it's Jenny and I'm back today with my third Thoughtful Studio design team project centered on the Lucky Tessa paper collection, which is all about green, which is my favorite color, so it was definitely a fun card to put together. So to start, I gathered up all my Harry Potter themed Sassy Club stamps. So along with all the images, I'm going to need a bunch of different pattern papers, which I'll be using the Lucky Tessa paper collection for. I also wanted to share that if you're interested in any paper collections from the Thoughtful Studio, there is currently a 30% off coupon. You can use the coupon code LUCKY2BETHOUGHTFUL or follow the link in the description below to go to the Thoughtful Studio Etsy shop. Here's a closer look at the paper collection. I knew right away that the teapot paper and the flowers would be perfect for a Professor Sprout and Trelawney, so I was definitely going to use those. The cardstock for the interactive base, which I'm just going to use some 65-pound Black Recollections cardstock. So to start, I'm going to make 4 3x6-inch panels. Once I've got all those cut, I'm going to score each piece 1.5 inches from the end on both sides. Then I'm going to turn them on the shorter side and again score them at 1.5 inches, but only down until they meet the other score line. And I'm also going to do that on both ends. Okay, so to put this whole thing together, I took 2 of the panels, laid them side by side so that they met in the middle vertically. I added liquid glue to 2 of the corners and then laid one of the pieces across the 2 vertical pieces horizontally. Once I had the first one down, I added glue to the opposite corners and added the last panel. Once the whole base was together, I folded it and reinforced the score lines with a bone folder. Now for the super fun part. I already had an idea in my head for, like I said, these 2 characters, but I spent a lot of time trying to match up which characters I wanted to use the most with the rest of the papers. So once I had all the images matched to the papers I wanted to use, I cut them down, but because of the way the card folds, the layout for each side is a little different. So for the front of the infinity card, you're going to need 4 2 3/4 by 1 1/4 inch rectangles and 2 2 by 3 1/4 inch squares. For the second face of the card, instead of the rectangles, you're going to need 8 1 1/4 inch squares and then 2 2 3/4 inch squares. On the third side, again, you'll need 2 of the 2 3/4 inch squares and then 4 of the little 1 1/4 inch squares. And then you'll see I added 2 extra rectangles to this side, but that's a mistake and you'll see me fix that. For the last side, you'll need 2 2 3/4 inch squares and then finally 4 more of the 1 1/4 inch squares. At this point, I started to glue everything down. Once everything was in place, I took the bigger pieces and started to attach them to the card base. So here's where I make my mistake. This was my first time making an infinity card, and I didn't realize that the last 2 sides are a little different than the first 2. So the areas where I placed the 2 rectangles on this side are actually half of where the 2 3/4 inch squares go on the last side. So sadly, I had to rip those off. Luckily, I was able to without ruining the whole thing. And that's it. These papers really made all the characters pop. Now I have a super fun, never-ending Harry Potter inspired infinity card. I've been playing with it for days now, and I definitely see myself making some more. If you would like any additional photos or information, you can check out the blog posts on my website at cutiepatootieCrafts.com. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.